Hello everybody, Team Bravo 615 here, and today, let's play some more Shadowrun Dragonfall. The downtrodden, gloomy music is the moment that all of me have been waiting for. The Glory side mission, aka my cybernetically enhanced, no, not in that way, Wednesday Addams with her Wolverine claws. We get to do her side mission now. Here we are in Feuerstelle. I think that's the name of the chapter. It's not the actual name of the place. But we are here in Harrow's compound to free the children. Now, it was kind of deceiving at first, because I know when Glory was telling us the story, that Glory story, leading up to this, when she was referring to the children, I know they were talking about 16, like around 16 to 18, and coming with her mentality too. Yes, of course, they're still children. They don't know what the fuck's going on, and with them kind of being led down this path, and her having lived this and almost feeling responsible for this, there's a lot of guilt that she's carrying around, and we get to help her lift that weight. I'm very excited. Glory is probably one of my favorite characters in a lot of gaming in general. I would say at least top 10, if not top 5, at least top 10. So enough yammering, enough blabbering. We're gonna go ahead and get to it. So let's go. Okay, I know I totally screwed that up. What can I say? I'm having an off day. Excuse me as I clear my throat. Enter. Oh, so it is actually the name of the compound, Feuerstelle. All right, let's go on in as we admire the campgrounds out here. I mean, it looks like just a camp, like Camp Wanahakalugi or whatever the hell any of these camps are called these days. I don't know. I've never been to sleepaway camp, so I couldn't tell you. All right, here we are. Nice bearskin rug. Okay. And we're here. And it made us go back and enter a little more dramatically. Did not like the way I went in. I'm probably going to be a little more careful in this mission purposely, just because the amount of interest and love I have for this character, I do not want to fuck up her side mission in any way, shape, or form. So let's see. We got a locked door here that can be examined. The doorway shimmers with a faint red light. As you approach the door, you can feel a squirming sensation in the back of your skull. Your limbs begin to tingle, then feel heavy. The closer you get to the doorway, the more of a struggle it is to continue moving forward. It feels as though the strength is being siphoned from your body. Well, I can willpower check it. I do have the high enough willpower, which, I mean, me being an adept, I definitely wanted to resist as much magic as possible. So, let's do it. Fight through it, baby. Willpower 6 up in this biatch. You grit your teeth and lean forward, forcing your heavy limbs to move through sheer force of will. Goddamn right. As you near the doorknob, it begins to glow red. Crackling sparks leap from the glowing brass, and the crisp smell of ozone fills the air. Grab that knob, baby. Grab that knob. You wrestle an arm up from where it hangs at your side and reach for the sparking doorknob. A moment later, you feel a cold metal hand grasp your shoulder. Glory. She speaks a single word. Don't. Why not? Okay, well, I mean, if this is her house, she knows what's what. Why not? As you step away from the door, the crawling sensation gradually recedes. A moment later, the strength returns to your limbs. Glory stares into the light, frowning. The shrine room is through there, but this barrier wasn't here before. Harrow must have warded the door after I ran. Okay, how do we get through? Or my snide little fantastic. Now what? Now I've grown in my past month and change playing this game. How do we get through? The ward is like a lock. There must be a key. Back when I helped Harrow run this place, he and I were the only ones allowed in the shrine room. So we look for whoever has taken my place. That's where the key will be. How will we know who that is? It'll be a girl. Harrow would never take a male as his second. He wouldn't want the competition. And her hair will be fire red. It's sort of an insignia of rank within the cult. A girl with red hair. Got it. Okay. Open the door to the shrine. We'll get there. We'll get there. All right, let's see what all is where, who. What do we got? You can hear a distant murmuring sound coming from inside the room. Voices, 3, maybe 4 people, all talking amongst themselves. You can't make out what they're saying, but one of the voices sounds desperate. You've heard the tone before. It's the sound of a man pleading for his life. We should keep moving. Whatever's going on in here, we don't want to get involved. One of the cultists in there could have the key that we need. It sounds like someone's trouble in there. Why the hell not? Getting involved is the entire reason why we came here. You're not wrong. I mean, that's why we're here. Yes, it is. But the cultists in there have been brainwashed by Harrow. Whatever they're doing in there, it isn't happening of their own accord. After we purified the shrine, then we can intervene. But if we go in there now, they're going to attack us, and we're going to have to kill them. That's not what I came here to do. Alright. Put your ear to the door. I'm not leaving without knowing what's going on in that room. Or back down. Alright, Gloria, you win. I know she didn't come here to kill anyone, but if someone's begging for life, I'm not about leaving him. I'm not leaving without knowing what's going on in that room. You strain your ears to hear what the people in the other room are saying. As you focus, the sounds crystallize and become clear. You shouldn't have come here. The tools of government aren't welcome if you're still. You hear a soft sound. You recognize it instantly, a blade being drawn from its sheath. We have use for people like you. Please, think about this. I have kids at home, not much younger than you. The voice is low and full of dread. I'm not here to represent any government. I'm not a threat to you. I was only doing my job. You're wearing a uniform. That makes you a tool and a pawn and our enemy. Harrow said so. I'm just a park ranger. I'm only here to do a wildlife survey. I didn't even know that you people were out here. But now you do. And if you leave this place, others will find out. You brought this on yourself. No, please! The voice dissolves into a long, piercing scream. You know what? I can't. Sorry, Gloria. We can't let this happen. I'm going for it. No, you're not killing him. That's fine. I'll take the hit. I ain't worried about you. Oh my god, why are you so angry at me? I mean, probably because I broke in, but still. Just for that, you're gonna get some hands. First, I gotta get some cover. Am I done aciding? Alright, let me get my hands ready. Let me wash my hands. And let me get some cover. Any kind of cover. Any cover at all. Oh, the weird convoluting music. I hate this. Alright, sounds a little better now. Alright, I'm not going to be able to reach you in time. But I can at least get a little closer. We get in the room. And now, let's see. Who am I shooting? Who am I shooting? I'm gonna shoot you. Alright, 11 damage. Alright. Ow, out in the open. That's fine. Okay. That's alright. Now, I'll put my hands on him. Oh yeah, look at that. 23 damage. Bitch. And now you're dead. I done punched you to death. What do you think about that? Now, wait, hold on. Nah, I'm gonna send my Wednesday Addams Wolverine chick on you. What's your armor like? What's your armor like? 3? Oh, it's nothing. It's nothing. We're gonna eviscerate you. Get eviscerated. Oh, she hauled ass right to him. I love it. All right. Compound attack. Yes, please. Missed. Okay, at least it did 4 damage. All right, now let's finish this off. You, sir, are about to get punched out. All right, dude. You good? You step toward the park ranger. His eyes are wide and they move from you to Glory to the scene of the carnage in the room. It takes you a moment to realize that Glory isn't following you. You turn to find her standing in place, staring at the bodies of the slaughtered acolytes. Her expression is unreadable. It had to be done, Glory. They would have killed him. Back when I lived here, I would have too. She looks away. All that we've done is trade 2 innocent lives for 1. Well, you heard him, Glory. He has kids. I couldn't let them kill him. After a long pause, she nods. Yeah. The ranger staggers forward, then collapses to his knees. He's bleeding in a dozen places from long, shallow wounds. The blood pours from his body in sheets, pooling in a slick on the hardwood floor. I don't know who you are, but thank you. He grimaces and clasps a hand on his left forearm. Blood oozes between his fingers. Those monsters were going to let me bleed out. They took turns cutting me, carved up my arm like a holiday roast. Can you patch him up, Glory? She kneels beside him to inspect the damage. I can fix this. He'll need a trip to the hospital, but I can get him on his feet. Glory goes to work binding the park ranger's wounds. Within a few minutes, she's staunched the worst of the bleeding. Thank you. He struggles back to his feet. I think that I can make it out of here on my own. My truck isn't far from here. When you get to the hospital, people are going to have questions. What are you going to tell them? He stares at Glory for a moment, then his eyes flit to you. What do you want me to say? This place is no longer your concern. You don't tell anyone what you found out here, understand? Tell them whatever you like. By this time tomorrow, this place won't exist anymore. Get help. I want the world to know what's happening here. You know, I'm not entirely sure how she wants to handle this. I know we're going to take care of it. I don't think she wants anything to fall against the children. So I'm going to go with this, as much as it's kind of, I'm not feeling it. Place is no longer your concern. You don't tell anyone what you found here, understand? He nods. If that's what you want. He limps a few steps forward, then looks back at Glory. I owe you my life, Fraulein. I owe you both. Glory steals another glance at the dead cultists. She looks back up at the ranger and gives him a curt nod. When they took me, they confiscated my gear. I saw them stash it behind a vent in the garage before they dragged me in here. I don't need it. It'll only slow me down. I'll take it. Thanks. And off. Whoa, he hauled ass. Yeah, I would have hauled ass too if I was him. What's up on the trid? Glory stares at the old Trivid player. When she speaks, her voice is flat. It's unbelievable how little things have changed. I remember stealing this for Harrow. The owner, well, he didn't need it anymore. I remember how proud Harrow was, how loved I felt. You were just a kid and Harrow was a monster. You couldn't have stopped yourself. Let's see, he was using you just like he uses everyone else. You said so yourself. Any love that you might have felt from that man was a lie, Glory. You know that. We'll see. You were just a kid and Harrow was a monster. You couldn't have stopped yourself. It would be nice to believe that. It really, really would. She turns away from the Trivid player and stalks past you. Let's keep moving. Alright. I know obviously she has a lot of negative feelings for this place, and I don't blame her. I don't blame her. What all we got up here? office. What's this terminal? This appears to be a standard terminal. A login prompt glows on the screen. I don't have decking, so that's not happening. Leave the terminal alone. Large book. Those are called tomes, people. Oh, okay. An ostentatiously large tome sits cradled on this pedestal. The paper is robust and fibrous, and the binding has been expertly stitched. A steel plate running along the book's spine anchors it to the pedestal. Glory stares down at it, frowning. Harrow's manifesto. The handcrafted line of bullshit that he feeds to his initiates. We all ended up with a smile, and came away convinced that he was a genius. She leaves through the pages with an articulated finger. Looks like he's expanded it over the last few years. It's at least twice as thick as it was when I lived here. Maybe there's something in there we can use. Let's take it. I wouldn't want to hang around long enough to find out. This is Harrow's personal library. He used to experiment in here. There were dangerous things in here, Team Bravo. Sick things. I was never allowed in this room without Harrow. Nobody was. He said that it was for our safety, and I think that he was telling the truth. She pauses. I feel uneasy being in here. I don't want to stay any longer than we have to. Let's see. Maybe things have changed. We didn't have any trouble getting in, did we? That's just your old self talking, your past coming back to haunt you. I've been on edge since we came in, but that doesn't change the fact that we should learn what we can. Whatever Harrow's added to his manifesto, it could be important. I'm going to take a look. Step away. I'm with you there. We can't afford to waste time here anyway. We should keep moving. I'm going to go ahead and take a look. I'm not going to make you look. I'm going to take a look. All right. I'll watch your back, but try to be quick. Leave through the beginning of the manifesto. You flip through the early pages of the manifesto, find what looks like a good place to jump in and start to read. When I first set out on the path to free living, I realized that I'd have to rethink all of my earlier assumptions about life. I'd have to question my own values and beliefs, and I'd need the strength to trust in the answers that came to me. The prospect was daunting, but it was also necessary. The road to true freedom is paved with unanswered questions. After all, you can't learn to be free from a book. The answers won't come from a Bible, an instruction manual, or a code of conduct. If you don't learn that, you'll never break your chains. The path to true freedom is one that each of us must walk on his or her own. What makes life worth living? What in life is truly valuable? And what is the dross that can be burned away? I spent weeks dissecting every aspect of my life to find the answers to these questions. Slowly, agonizingly, I pared down the list until only 4 items remained. These 4 items became the cornerstones of my new philosophy and the basis for everything that Feuerstelle stands for. Love, the first cornerstone and the most important. Without love, life is bland and meaningless. Without love, we might as well be machines. Love what you do. Love the people around you. Be above all, love yourself. Self-determination, the second cornerstone. Each of us must be his or her own shepherd. No more gods and no more kings. Your life is your own. Lash out against anyone or anything that tries to treat you like property. An assault on your freedom is an assault on your whole being, and it must be met with an equally ferocious response. Charity, the third cornerstone. A miserly life is an empty life. If each of us is his or her own master, then nobody should live as a serf. By helping others along the path to enlightenment, so do we enrich our own lives. Passion, the final cornerstone. Complacency is poison. Be wary of it. Ambition is the key to a fulfilling life. Don't settle for what is. If you do, you abandon what could be. You hear a rustling sound behind you. Glory. Turning, you can see a troubled look on her face. That ominous power is getting stronger, Team Bravo. It feels like we're being watched. Continue reading. Leafing through to the middle of the book, you find a section dedicated to Harrow's rules of living. Be free. Be free in all things and experience that freedom with your whole being, body, mind, and spirit. Discard the oppressive traditions of modesty and shame that you've been indoctrinated with since birth. The free thinker has no use for them. Your body is a source of pride, of pleasure, and of succor for yourself and for others. Enjoy it and share that joy freely with those who desire it. Know what was in on his mind. Be selfish. Don't enslave yourself to others at the expense of your own happiness. Take what you want and do so unashamedly. Our desires are an important part of what makes us human. Society has trained us to hide that part of our lives from the world, but the free living person doesn't cower in the shadows. Own your desires and rejoice in them. Selflessness is ultimately dishonest, and dishonesty has no place in a free society. Show reverence. The free living person understands that only the true governance in this world is the law of nature, and that in nature there is a hierarchy. The rabbit doesn't question the wolf. The mouse does not wonder why it must run from the cat. They do because they must. Their survival depends on it. As it is in nature, so it is at Feuerstelle. Now, know your place in the food chain and understand the mechanisms by which you can better yourself. This almost sounds contradictory, but, whatever. You leaf forward and find that there are at least 20 more pages worth of rules. Each is worded vaguely enough to be multiple interpretations. You hear another rustling sound, Glory, moving behind you. She stares down at the rules of living, a look of disgust on her face. Okay, so I didn't think I actually had the academic etiquette, so that's cool. And I was just saying this too. I'm getting the feeling that this entire thing is written in doublespeak. I doubt if there's a single statement in here that isn't contradicted somewhere else. You're an intelligent woman, Glory. I can't believe that you couldn't see through this. Or clear, simple rules with a focus on instant gratification. I can see why this would be appealing to a street kid. Yeah, pretty much, but I'm actually going to go with the skill check, because again, I didn't realize I had this, so I'm going to go with it. She nods, a fact that Harrow and I used to our own advantage. We could justify just about anything by pointing to that manifesto. If an act is forbidden in one place, it is permitted somewhere else. If an initiate ever questioned our behavior, we could claim that he just didn't understand the meaning of the book. The other kids would look at him as the ignorant one. It's all bullshit, like I said. Clever bullshit, but bullshit all the same. Glory freezes up, her shoulders hunch, and her eyes narrow. Team Bravo, that ominous feeling is getting closer. There's something in the room with us. I'm sure of it. We need to get out of here. Now. Continue reading. You keep an eye out. I have to finish this. There might be something in there that we need. I'm going to keep going. I'm sure there's something in here with us. I wouldn't doubt it, but I'm going to keep going. Oh, yeah, okay. Seems like we're going to get to something. The final pages of the manifesto devolve into semi-cohesive rants about anarchy, social Darwinism, free love, and the horned god. You've seen this kind of thing before. Harrow's philosophy is collapsing under its own weight. Unfortunately, none of his cultists seem to have caught on to that fact. Done. The philosophy of Harrow's really starts to break down. Oh, Glory lets out a startled cry, cutting your sentence short. Out of the corner of your eye, you see her wheel to face something behind you. All at once, the room fills with a slaughterhouse smell. A smell like blood and bile and feces. The stench of an abattoir. As you turn, you catch sight of something sliding into the world. It looks like a charred man, with a pair of tortured faces where its shoulders should be. The thing burns like a Roman candle, spitting white-hot sparks into a fiery plume. An oily substance runs down between its dangling legs and spatters onto the floor, and where those drips land, they burn. Oh, that sounds beautiful. Team Bravo, look out! Well, you only do 10 damage, so I ain't scared of you. Come on, Cletus. Come get these hands, Cletus. Come on. You walking over, but you limping back. Do you have any armor to rip? I can try it. You don't really have a lot of armor to rip, but... Oh, I missed. Son of a bitch. All right. We're going to adrenal pump. Get those adrenal glands going. And let's eviscerate this thing if we can. All right, you're immune to... You don't bleed, apparently, but your armor's broken, so that's good. How about that? I want to break your armor if I can. Oh, yeah, missed that. He's not too happy with what I did. All right, so now let's just put our hands on him. Now let's just put our hands on a seeker, you say. There you go. Ooh, 33 damage. You went poof. The body of the thing that attacked you begins to dissolve at the moment of death. As you watch, its tissues break down into a growing slick of bubbling pitch and rendered fat. What the hell was that? Something from another place. Glory stares at the remains of the creature, now a dark stain on the library's floorboards. Like I said outside, the boundaries between the physical world and astral place are weak here. Things can come through. I think we've gotten everything we can from the book, too. Oh, I think that we've gotten everything from the book that we're going to. I believe you. Let's clear out before it happens again. A headless abomination just pissed lighter fluid onto the floor and tried to burn us to death. I think that things can come through is underselling it a bit. Alright, I think we got anything from the book that we can, that we're going to, so... She nods. Let's get the hell out of here. We need to keep moving anyway. Alright, and I cannot attack that, so... Alright. So we've had our first encounter with a Seeker. That was fun. And now like a Harry Potter Seeker, that was a freaky fucker. Oh, kitchen? The kitchen. Okay, well, I'm kind of hungry. What's in the fridge? Famous last words. I've seen horror movies where some freaky-ass shit's in the refrigerator, so let's see. As you open the refrigerator door, a whiff of ammonia sticks in your nostrils. I knew it. A watery light glints off the door's polished interior. The fridge is stacked full of large plastic bins, all tightly sealed and neatly labeled. It's hard to tell through the opaque plastic, but they appear to be full of meat. Yeah, I bet they are. Inspect the containers. You pop the lid off of a container to take a closer look. The first thing that hits you is the smell. The meat in here is beyond rancid. White mold frosts the sides of the bin, and it's all that you can do to keep from gagging. As you rush to put the lid back on, you recognize a familiar shape in the rotten meat. A mangled human hand. Is that what I think it is? Glory's voice is flat. Ritual supplies. The adversary prefers them aged. Harrow teaches all of the initiates how to do it. How to harvest the meat. How to store it. How to label it. Nobody likes doing it at first. But you learn. By the end, it doesn't even bother you anymore. This is beyond fucked. We need to shut this place down. I'm sure she did. I'm not going to ask her, Glory, did you ever do this? I know she did. I don't have to. She's aware. She's very much aware. Yeah, we need to shut this place down. Rescuing the initiates will put a dent in the Harrow's operation for a while. At least they'll be safe. She turns away from you. Come on, let's keep moving. So does that mean even saving the kids, we're not going to stop this? That really sucks. That really sucks. Alright, door. Oh my god, a medicine cabinet. What's in here? No! Oh, okay, a med kit. Yeah. Do I need a med kit? I mean, I'll take it if I need it. Can I use it? I'm gonna leave it for now. Let's see if anyone needs it. I'll use it just so I'm full health, so... First, that... Yeah. That's fine with me. How about her? Does she need one? No, she's full health. How does she have more HP than I do? That's bullshit. Alright. Where does this go? Oh, bathtub. Bubbly, bubbly. No, nothing over here? Okay. It's a nice tub, though. That's a nice bathroom right there. Alright, what do we got? This is the Initiate's dormitory. The new arrivals are brought here. There's still hope for these kids, Team Bravo. Harrow hasn't had the chance to ruin them yet. Good to know. We'll try to get them out of here. That remains to be seen. Then we need to stop them before he can. We'll try to get them out of here. Glory raises a hand, suddenly alert. Wait. Listen. Movement in the other room. Listen closely. You strain your ears to hear. Soft voices from inside the room come drifting out of a nearby vent. You hear a woman's voice. The sound is crisp and smooth and sweet, and it instantly puts you at ease. Calm now, dear. It's probably nothing. No need to worry yourself. We're so far off the beaten track. We don't get a lot of visitors. Out of the corner of your eye, you can see Glory's back stiffen. She flinches as though she's been stung. Another voice, high-pitched and pleading, an adolescent boy. But what if it is someone? What if the bad people have found us? What if they followed me here and they've come to... The female voice cuts in, soft and comforting. Well, then we'll send them away. You're perfectly safe here. You have to believe that. Don't worry, dear heart. Harrow won't let anyone hurt you. Not here. In this place. Not ever again. You hear another boy's voice. This one is deeper. Are you certain, Marta? Positive. Be calm, all of you. As long as you're here with us, nothing bad will ever happen to you. Let's see, the name sounds familiar. Is that your Marta, Glory, or it's her, the girl who lured you here? I can put it out there just like that. She gives a curt nod. That's right, Marta. The bait that Harrow used to draw me to this place. What do you want to do? Glory pauses, grits her teeth. Finally, she spits out an answer. If she's still here, she'll be Harrow's number one. My old position. He had his way with all of us, but he was always sweet on Marta. That means she'll have a key to the shrine room. And in that case, we're going to have to find a way to get it away from her. Alright, then we storm in there and take it from her. You ready to do this? Are you ready to do this? Or maybe we can talk to her, convince her to give us the key. In that case, we're going to have to find a way to get it away from her. Yes, but not here and not now. Those kids in there, they'd all die for her. They already love her. That's what she does. We can't risk confronting her in that room. If the situation turns ugly, any one of those kids will happily eat a bullet for her. And that's not what I came here to do. Alright. You're right. We came here to save those kids, not to get them killed. We'll wait until Marta leaves and follow her. Glory nods her assent. Marta's voice floats back out through the vent. Hush now, boys, and get some rest. You've got a big day tomorrow, the biggest day of your lives. You get to meet Harrow. I promise you, after you speak with him, you'll see the whole world in a different way. A better way. The adolescent voice trembles out a response. All right, Marta. Have a good night. A lovely musical laugh pours through the vent. You too, dear heart. All of you. You hear the distant sound of a door sliding shut. All right. Glory takes a deep breath, then releases it. The coast is clear. We can handle the initiates. They're just a bunch of scared kids. Without Marta there to egg them on, they won't try anything. I'll come back to this. I want to keep looking. I don't want to start anything that might start anything. So let's keep looking. Alright. That's the loose vent. Is that what the park ranger was talking about? Hey, a trauma kit. Oh, really? Okay, well, I don't need it per se. I'll just take it. I'll send it to the stash. That's fine. And a premium kit? Oh, fine. To the stash. Another one. Jesus. They hooked them up. Park Rangers got some good shit in this game. Okay. The van. Glory pauses at the side of the van. She traces the side of it with a claw. I remember cruising the back alleys of Tübingen, looking for kids in need of help. The bait girls, Marta and the others like her, would offer them money, or food, or drugs, or sex, whatever it took to get them into the van. And once they piled in, Harrow and I would be waiting to greet them. I remember so many nights like that. She frowns. I remember how much I used to enjoy it. Let's see, you're not the same person that you were back then. Leave the past in the past. In all that time, nobody ever caught you. Coming back here shows integrity, Glory. Most runners that I know wouldn't have done what you're doing tonight. Yeah, seriously, I mean, she's digging up a lot of skeletons here doing this for the kids, so I can't knock her, man. I mean, not a lot of people are proud of a lot of their things they've done in the past, so... Anyway, coming back here shows integrity, Glory. Most runners wouldn't have done what you're doing tonight. Left me to my own devices, I probably wouldn't have. You pushed me to this. You find some semblance of redemption. Oh, to find some semblance of redemption. I owe you for that. You know what? You're right, you do. Yeah, that's a dick move. You don't owe me anything. Don't thank me till we're safely back in the Quaid's Bazaar. We still don't know how this is going to turn out. You know what, Gloria, you don't owe me anything. She shrugs. Tell yourself whatever you like. We both know the truth. Come on, let's keep moving. Alright, what else we got going on here? Door! It's a door! You hear voices speaking in low tones through the wood of the door. You can't make out the words, but regular choruses of rough laughter tell you that people on the other side are enjoying themselves. More of Harrow's acolytes. If we walk through that door, they'll attack us, just like the last time. How do you know that they're acolytes? I can't make out what they're saying. Because we've spent time in here. A lot of time. That room is for acolytes only. On the rare occasion that an initiate is invited in, he usually doesn't come back out again. What is it? Dorm? Or lounge? Or something? Her mouth tightens. Yes, you could call it that. A special place for Harrow's inner circle. The acolytes and the bait girls and Harrow's wives. Marta and I used to spend a lot of time in there. Alright. We're going in. Be ready. Here we go. More shit. More shit. Okay, what all have we got in here? Oh, I can't see them all. Aha! There's 3 of you motherfuckers. There's 3 of you motherfuckers. So, what we're gonna do... I'm gonna try to get in on one of you now. Who's got armor? I can't see what you got. You got some armor. Let us rip and tear until it's done. I'm gonna flank you. Get flanked. Alright, and you lost AP. That's damn right you did. Alright, let's adrenal ness. I've just adrenaled. Who's eviscerating today? You're eviscerating today. Bleed out, bitch. Alright, you're perfectly fine. That's okay, you missed me. Alright, so now that I'm a little stronger, and we're in the middle of the room now. Let me get ready for this. Do I want to? I mean, that's 99% certainty, so you're out for a little while. So I want to take out someone that is a threat, if I can. All right, just basic swipe for a basic bitch. Okay, you're dead. And now Hookah, it's you then. We're going back to you. A swish. Oh, you're awake now. Okay, you healed him. That was rude. Now I gotta bring his damage back down, and that's all your fault. Your armor's already busted, so I'm just gonna kill you. If I can. This should knock you out. Done. 33 damage. Okay. Let me rip your armor. Alright. And now let me break your face. And now, my friend, you die because you lost your turn. And there's something in there I want to see. Clothes, you say? A dirty and torn shirt lies discarded on the ground. The fabric is spattered with blood. Glory stares down at it, unblinking. An initiate must have worn that in here. It's way too small for an acolyte. Her voice is soft and sad. Maybe he did something to offend Harrow. Or maybe a member of the inner circle was in the mood for sport. Doesn't matter either way. She looks away. The owner of this shirt doesn't need it anymore. Fuck, that's sad, man. Ugh, man. Just a kid. Photo. Optional. Okay, optional objective. Cool. Hanging against the wall, you find a grainy photograph that has been mounted to a wooden panel. The wood looks like it was recovered from a construction site. It's rough, splintery stuff, and there are a few nails jutting out at odd angles. The photo depicts a pair of teenage girls in ratty clothes posing against a forested backdrop. The two are entwined in a loving embrace. One is leaning in to plant a kiss on the other's cheek, and the other one is smiling. The smiling girl has a head of fire red hair. It takes a moment to realize that you're looking at what you're looking at. The red-haired girl is Glory. In the picture, she looks vibrant, happy, and alive. You don't recognize the other girl's face, but from what Glory has told you of her past, you'd guess that it's probably Marta. Glory stares at the photo. Her face is devoid of expression. After a moment, she closes her eyes. Is this a picture of you and Marta? Yes, taken during the early days, shortly after I arrived here. Harrow was holding the camera. He told us how sweet we were and how happy he was to have us here. She shakes her head. This place, these people, I loved them so much. What a goddamn fool I was. A glint of light catches something small and delicate hanging from one of the nails in the wood. Leaning in, you can see the object clearly. A thin ring made of braided silver wires. Glory, know anything about this ring? Marta gave that to me on the day that this photo was taken. She said that she made it for me. I left it behind when I left this place behind. Maybe Marta still has feelings for you. Stranger things have happened. Or a trophy, perhaps? No, I wouldn't step that. I wouldn't cross that line with her. Stranger things have happened. She stares at you. Haven't you been paying attention? Marta never cared about me. She was bait. It was her job to lure me here. Me. And 100 other kids like me. The ring doesn't mean anything. Then why did she keep it? I don't know. She stares at the ring for a long moment. Then she snatches it from the picture frame. She tucks it away in her satchel. It was mine, so I'm taking it. Now let's get moving. Well, at least we got it back for her. Alright, it looks like we pretty much got everything here. Obviously we're not getting in there just yet. Pretty much checked everything out. Not getting in that terminal because I don't have decking, so... Alrighty. One door left. Listening at the vent, you hear only the sound of moving air. Open the door. The initiate closest to the door whips his head up to look at you. He takes a stutter step backward in alarm and opens his mouth to cry for help. You don't want to do that. Glory looks deep into the initiate's eyes, transfixing him. We're not here to hurt you. See, I can't skill check gang etiquette because I don't have it. If we wanted to kill you, you'd already be dead. You've lived on the street. You know how this works. So we can only choose from. We're friends of Harrow's. Don't bother calling Marta out here. We're just going in there to have a word with her. Or do you really think that you can get to that door before I can get to you? Well, I'm not trying to freak the kid out. He's already scared as it is, so. We're friends of Harrow's. Don't bother calling Marta out here. We're just We're just going in there to have a word with her. I'll go with that one. The initiate eyes you nervously. His gaze flits to Glory, then falls to her cyber limbs. He swallows. Uh, yeah. Yeah, okay. He takes a step back. You do that. You're right. I will do that. You ain't gonna do a damn thing about it. Bitch. No. Female initiate. Let's see. The initiate by the door is staring at Glory's limbs, her eyes wide. She's a mousy little thing, probably somewhere in the vicinity of 17 years old, with purple contact lenses and a shock of blue hair. It's me! But as a girl. But not with blue hair. I did actually have purple contact lenses in high school. Yeah, I know. The cringe is real. But yeah, I did. So, another little Team Bravo tidbit for you. She glances up at Glory, blinking. You used to live here, didn't you? I've seen your picture here. You shouldn't have been in that room. It isn't safe for initiates in there. It was a dare. Please don't tell Marta or Mr. Harrow. I don't want to get in trouble. I won't. And to answer your question, yes, I did live here. I was like you, a scared kid, brought here by Marta for a chance at a new life. I like Marta. She's so nice. I always feel safe when I'm with her. Most adults aren't like that. They either don't notice you, or they do for the wrong reasons. But Marta, she cares about us. There's a long pause, and then the initiate looks up to you. Screwing up her courage, she speaks. Can I ask you a question? Go ahead, ask away. Sorry, kid, we're in a rush. Shoves her aside by her head. No. Well, I overheard Marta talking with Mr. Harrow yesterday. I think they were talking about our meeting with him. The one that Marta was just telling us about, where we'll learn to see the world in a different way. And go on. Well, I couldn't really hear the whole conversation. It was all muffled, but what I could hear was kind of weird. Mr. Harrow said some stuff about a shrine, and then it sounded like he changed the subject, because he started talking about dinner. Something about chopping up meat. Well, Marta got really upset. Said they're too new, they're not ready, make the older ones do it, stuff like that. But then Mr. Harrow said some other things, and then she calmed down again. When she left, she was smiling. And so, I was just wondering, do you know what they were talking about? I want to make sure that Marta's okay, but I can't ask her about it because I don't want her to find out that I was eavesdropping. Oh, I know what they were talking about. Yeah, a whole bunch of dinner with some delicious long pork. You don't know what that is? Google it. I think that I know what Harrow has planned for you. Have you ever opened the fridge in the other room? Or sorry, I'm new here myself. Glory, do you have any ideas? I mean, I know obviously, but I don't think I want to put that on Glory either. So, yeah, I think I know what Harrow has planned for you. Have you ever opened the fridge in the other room? No? Why? Is that where we're going to make dinner? Glory cuts in. Her voice is gentle. I wouldn't worry about it. We'll make sure that Marta's okay. All right, but don't tell her I told you. Please? Don't worry. We won't. How long have you been here, by the way? Almost a week. She shuffles her feet. Eventually, she looks up with a small smile. It's wonderful. Of course it is. So much nicer than living on the street, isn't it? Glory's face is kind, but her tone is one of incredible sorrow. You be good, sweetie. Don't you worry. We'll take care of Marta. The girl smiles sheepishly and steps back. As you pass by her on your way to the door, Glory shoots you a sidelong glance. It's like I thought. Things have changed in the past few years. How so? Back when I lived here, Harry would never have let such a fresh convert prepare a sacrifice. He'd wait until she was in so deep, until she felt so indebted to him that she couldn't turn tail and run. It was a rule. You let newcomers get settled for a month, maybe 2, before teaching them the more unsavory aspects of cult life. Even then, you'd start them off slow. Their first lessons would use pork or chicken, never human meat. That didn't come until much later. Indoctrinating a new recruit after a week is risky as hell, and he never would have done it when I lived here. Let's see, maybe he's getting cocky. The shrine. He's using it to brainwash the initiates faster than he used to. A week, a month, what does it matter? Harrow ruins these kids either way. I'm leaning towards this one because I know, obviously, we know of the shrine and we know why he's incorporated it now with the amount of information that we've gotten from both just looking around here and what Glory has told us. So I'm going with this one. It's the shrine. He's using it to brainwash the initiates faster than he used to. She nods. That's what I'm thinking. Harrow's getting lazy, letting his captive spirit do the heavy lifting for him. So what does this mean for us? I'm still working on that, but I don't think that the shrine is just a tool for Harrow anymore. I think that he relies on it. He's using it as a crutch. She cocks her head slightly, a thoughtful expression on her face. I think that he's letting himself become dependent on the damn thing. Let's see. That girl's never going to have to do what we saw back in that kitchen. We won't let that happen. They're good. If the shrine's influence is the only thing keeping these kids here, that'll make our job a lot easier. You know, if he's actually... That's a good point. Yeah, we're not going to let that happen. But, let's see. The shrine's influence is the only thing keeping these kids here. That'll make our job a lot easier. Well, it's not, though, because it's also Marta. She does a lot of the lifting, too, as far as getting these kids hooked up. So, I'm going to go with this one. That girl's never going to have to do what we saw back in that kitchen. We won't let that happen. She nods, a fierce look in her eye. On that, we are agreed. You're goddamn right. Alright, let's go through the door. Marta's just on the other side of this door. However this goes, we're going to have to move quickly afterwards. If she dies, Harrow will know it, and I don't trust her to keep her mouth shut if she lives. So we take the key to the shrine room, break through the ward, and confront the spirit. Are we clear on that? Crystal, let's do it. Or we can step back. Oh, we'll come to this then. We'll come back to this then. There are a few other things I wanted to check out in the compound first. Okay. Well, I guess I could have if I wanted to go that route, but no. Let's do this. Hey, Red. The woman in the room is lovely. Full lips contrast artfully with her fine elvish features, and a tumble of fire-red hair spills down over her shoulders. Beyond her physical beauty, there's something inherently approachable about her. She exudes an almost palpable aura of kindness and warmth. Marta, Glory's old lover, the lure that Harrow used to draw her, and so many others, to Feuerstelle. Feuerstelle? Feuerstelle, I don't know. I always say it wrong. She looks up with a start at the sound of your approach. Her eyes go wide at the sight of Glory. As she takes in the cyborg, her mouth falls in open horror. Glory? Yes, Marta. It's me. Glory's voice is cold. It's been a long time. It has. Marta swallows. The horrified look hasn't left her face. Glory, what have you done to yourself? What I had to do. I got out, Marta. This was the only way. Oh, Glory. All at once, the horror on Marta's face is replaced with an expression of profound sorrow. I am so sorry. Marta steps forward, her arms extended to wrap Glory in a hug. All at once, something in Glory's face changes. Her skin goes from pale to pallid, and her breath becomes ragged. She takes a step back and raises her claws into a defensive posture. Her voice frosts over with cold rage. Don't you touch me. You're one of Harrow's creatures. You always were. Marta stops short. One of his creatures? Glory, what are you talking about? Say nothing. Oh, God, I hate so many choices. Keep your cool, Glory. This isn't like you. You aren't fooling anyone. Glory's told me all about you, how you tricked her into coming here. You know she's talking about Marta. You ruined her life. Let me see. I could let it play out. Say nothing for now. Just for now. You know as well as I do, you worship that monster. You seduced me into coming here so that I would worship him. If you hadn't found me, if you hadn't baited me, none of this would have happened. None of what? I haven't done anything. If you just left me where you found me, I never would have hurt anybody. My mother would still be alive. I never would have sold my soul to that abomination that you all worship, and I wouldn't have had to sacrifice my own body to escape from it. This place took everything from me, and it all started with you. She looks genuinely hurt. Harrow and I rescued you from a life on the street. A beautiful girl, homeless, penniless, living in a gutter. I pulled you away from all of that. I saved you. There was a long pause. Glory stares into Marta's eyes, her expression unreadable. I don't feel much anymore, Marta. Most of the time, I'm completely numb. But for you, I can make an exception. I hate you. I'm sorry that you feel that way, Glory. For my part, I still love you. Oh, wow. I'm not gonna cry at this. I might, but I'm not gonna. The razors flick out of Glory's fingertips. Her lip curls into a snarl. Another lie. The last one you'll ever tell. Let's see. I don't think that she's lying, or at least she doesn't think so. She believes what she's saying. I think we should hear her out. Something strange is happening here. Step aside. Go to it, Glory. Don't let me stand in your way. Let's see. I don't think she's lying, or at least she doesn't think so. She believes what she's saying, which she seems very genuine here. I think we should hear her out. Something strange is happening here. Let's go with this one, because I don't think she's lying. That's because it's true. I'll prove it to you. The words come stammering out of her, her eyes fixed on Glory's razors. Ask me anything you want. I'll show you what I'm telling the truth. I never wanted anything bad to happen to you, Glory. Not ever. She wheels to face you. Why are you listening to her? She's just telling you what you want to hear. That's her whole purpose here, remember? She's bait. Why should we listen to anything that she has to say? Okay, there's this too. Glory's ring, this is one of the big ones because of this and the photo that it was nailed to. If she was lying, she wouldn't have kept them all these years. Pull that out right off rip. We're going right for that. Big guns. Glory stares at you for a moment. Naked hostility on her face. Then the razors slide back into her housings with a click. All right, Marta. Convince me. Convince you of what? That I'm not a monster? I don't know how to do that, Glory. You can start by telling me how you sleep at night. You know what happens to the kids that you bring here. You know what happened to me. But you're still luring them here, into Harrow's clutches, all these years later. So tell me, how do you live with yourself? Explain it to me. We're getting into some nitty-gritty territory, but we are also running out of time. So I hate to do it, folks, but we're gonna go ahead and have to cut it off here on a cliffhanger note. I know. No panic! All the panic. When we come back on the next episode, we will figure out what's going on here and see what Marta has to say for herself and find out how she sleeps at night. You know, is she a side sleeper? Is she on her back? Does she snore? All that stuff. We're going to figure all that out on the next episode. So thank you, everybody, for watching. I'm Team Bravo 615. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. And I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.